After marrying Pei Jing, he told me he wanted to take concubines. That very night, I stuffed 2 beautiful maidservants into his room. Not long after, he told me that Chen Baolin of the East Courtyard was pregnant, and told me to deal with it. My eyes widened. Was he asking me to go serve Chen Baolin during her confinement? I have never touched Chen Baolin. The women you stuffed in, I haven't touched any of them. My eyes widened even more. When I married Crown Prince Pei Jing, my father cried as he instructed me, saying our Jiang family was just a clean-ranking civil official family. The emperor chose me precisely because he feared the Crown Prince's maternal family was too powerful. After entering the Eastern Palace, I must keep my tail tucked, otherwise, the 6 lives of the Jiang family would all be finished. On the first day after I married the Crown Prince, he asked me, "How many years has your father been a compiler in the Hanlin Academy?" My heart jolted. Was he thinking my father was too sharp and offending his eyes, and wanted to kill him? "Your Highness, my father has devoted his life to scholarship, and only likes compiling the national history. If your Highness finds him disagreeable, I can write a letter asking him to resign and retire to the countryside. Get up first." I just asked casually. I didn't believe it. My father said people in power never speak useless words. I must secretly write to my father, telling him to be extra careful in editing, not even letting a typo be picked out. On the day after the wedding, we had to go pay respects to the emperor and empress. My father said the position of crown princess was originally meant for the empress's niece. When I saw the empress, I must be careful and not touch her reverse scale. Of course I understood. After offering tea, I knelt to the side, quietly and obediently like a quail. The empress smiled and told me to rise, and even told me to treat this place as my own home. How would I dare? After exchanging formalities, I followed Pei Jing back to the Eastern Palace in a daze. Pei Jing grabbed my collar and asked, "Did you see the sachet my father wore today?" I blankly shook my head. If I said I saw it, would that mean they'd accuse me of harboring improper intentions and execute my whole family? That was embroidered by my mother for my father. Then this concubine will go to Mother Empress's palace to request one for your highness. The crown princess yesterday specifically selected several pieces of fine fabric, saying she would personally embroider a sachet for the crown prince. I shut my mouth and turned to look at Nanny Chi. Nanny Chi was the female official bestowed to me by the crown prince. The two of them echoing each other like this. Were they trying to take the opportunity to put poison into the sachet, and then frame me? It's boring to embroider alone. May I go to your highness's study? Your highness can handle official matters. I will not disturb. Bring the things to my study. I was truly too clever. Outside the crown prince's study alone there were 8 guards. Embroidering under his eyes should be safe, right? If I don't finish, I won't leave. Let's see who can frame me. I stayed in Pei Jing's study and embroidered bitterly for an entire afternoon. You embroidered this tiger quite well. Your highness, is there a possibility that what I embroidered is a dragon? Damn it, my loose tongue acted up again. If he says it's a tiger, then it's a tiger. Your highness, dragons and tigers are not separate. When I embroidered it, I followed the appearance of a tiger to embroider a dragon. Your majesty has sharp eyes. How is this tiger of mine? Tiger-like vitality, majestic and powerful. Your highness, the sachet is finished. Tomorrow I won't come to this study to farm anymore, so as not to delay your highness's important affairs. I have a sleeping robe. If the crown princess has no matters tomorrow, come and embroider my robe as well. Even the robe needs embroidery? Why don't I just embroider your skull while I'm at it? Father, the Eastern Palace's waters are too deep. Why don't our family just stop living? In my heart I cursed while embroidering, moving like a fierce tiger. In one day and one night, I embroidered a full back design of a fierce tiger playing in water on Pei Jing's robe. What is this the crown princess embroidered? Dragon or tiger? Your highness, guess what I embroidered? I see a dragon. Your highness truly has good eyesight. This time I learned to be clever. You say what it is, then that's what it is. Living every day in fear resulted in me getting a fever, so bad I couldn't get out of bed. The imperial physician said I worried every day, and depressive heat accumulated. I lay flat on the bed, thinking, could I stay sick a bit longer? The days lying in bed are truly worry-free. Before I could finish rolling on the bed, outside came the sound of Nanny Chi greeting Pei Jing. Pei Jing ordered someone to bring a bowl of plain porridge. When you're sick, you must eat something light. This was personally cooked by me. As expected of his highness personally cooking, even the porridge feels like it can hit people. Pei Jing laughed out loud, blowing on the porridge in the spoon. To be honest, Pei Jing really is good looking. When he smiles, he looks even better. But no matter how good looking, that can't serve as a life-saving token. The more I thought, the more wronged I felt, and I sniffled twice. I want to eat braised pork knuckle in a clay pot. This subject remembers. How do you know? You can't eat it now. After Mother Empress's spring banquet ends, I will take you out of the palace to eat it. It's a deal. I had been strong like a little colt since childhood, so the small illness recovered after 2 days of rest. Nanny Chi said that as a daughter-in-law, I must go help the empress handle the spring banquet. The spring banquet is managed by the Imperial Household Department. What can I help with? It's nothing more than going to show my face, proving I am a virtuous daughter-in-law. I obediently stood beside the empress, listening to her gently instruct that the spring banquet was to let the young men and women of the capital come together and match. Mother Empress is planning to choose 2 concubines for his highness at the banquet. You and Jinger have just married. Why rush about concubines? That night, while I was pondering the matter of taking concubines in the hall, Pei Jing came in, reeking of alcohol. Today I saw your cousin. My cousin was on duty today. On the official road, I exchanged a few words with him. Jiangqi, I ask you, do you have me in your heart? I want to take concubines. Does your highness have a woman in mind? The crown princess will arrange it. I let out a long breath. So it was for this matter. The next morning early, I went to the empress's palace. The empress rewarded me with a box of treasures, and even said I was sensible and understood propriety. On the spot, she selected 2 officials' daughters to enter the Eastern Palace. The empress empress said that Pei Jing still had no heirs, and that having more people in the eastern palace to assist me would be good. In the future, no matter which concubine gave birth to a prince, the child would be raised under my name. On the night the newcomers entered, I specifically had Nanny Chi send 2 jars of good wine to them. Nanny Chi came back and said Pei Jing planned to stay the night at Chen Baoling's place today. I sat in the corridor, bored, looking at the moon. Chen Baoling's father is a cavalry general. He is of great importance to Pei Jing. Nanny Chi, seeing me listless, opened her mouth to comfort me a few words. When Chen Baolin came to serve me tea, even her makeup could not conceal the exhaustion under her eyes. My heart felt sour, and I told her to rise quickly, go back to the east courtyard and rest. If she needed anything, she could speak to Nanny Chi. For several days in a row, Pei Jing did not give me a good expression. Even during the spring banquet, sitting beside me, he felt like an ice pillar. I felt he was ill. He wanted concubines. Fine, they were arranged. Rewards were given. Why keep showing this face to me every day? I rolled my eyes and sat a bit farther away from him. During the banquet, Pei Jing called my cousin's name and said he would arrange a good marriage for him. For my cousin's happiness, I secretly told Pei Jing that my cousin liked Wang Hanji, the second legitimate daughter of the Vice Minister of Rights. Pei Jing froze for a long while, then suddenly smiled like a clear breeze and bright moon. The entire eastern palace changed from its usual coldness. Nanny Chi also said that Pei Jing had been in a good mood recently, and told me to seize the opportunity to have a little prince. How would I dare tell Nanny Chi that I had secretly been taking contraceptive medicine? Right now, the court was unstable. My position as crown princess was also unstable. If I became pregnant, wouldn't that become my death warrant? Good days did not last long. Pei Jing once again entered the courtyard with a cold face. My heart panicked wildly. Did I make a mistake recently? Did my father make a mistake? Did the old gatekeeper at my house make a mistake? Chen Baolin of the east courtyard is pregnant. Then this concubine will arrange more attendants for her. Or perhaps I can personally take care of her. I have never touched Chen Baolin. The women you sent in, none have I touched. My eyes widened even more. What does this mean? He can't? Wait, if he can't, then how is Chen Baolin pregnant? The night I stayed in the east courtyard, I did not touch Chen Baolin. She slept on the ground. But today, when the imperial physician came to check her pulse, he said she has already been pregnant for over a month. She put a green hat on His Highness. Where are my stool, melon seeds, and tea? I froze. This was not the time to gossip. This matter was tricky. If I handled her rashly without evidence, people might say I harmed an imperial heir. But if I didn't handle it, once the child was born, it would taint the imperial bloodline. Moreover, Pei Jing still needed the Chen family's support. Tearing relations apart with them would not be good. How does your highness plan to handle it? I already said, I have never touched those women. Then I will first have Nanny Chi secretly place people in the east courtyard. If Chen Baolin is pregnant, she will certainly find a way to contact the adulterer. It would be best to catch them in the act. That way, handling it would be justified and the Chen family would have no grounds to argue. You arrange it. If there is anything you cannot decide, go find advisor Sheng. The east courtyard remained eerily quiet for several days. I was idly flipping through a book in Qianhua courtyard when Pei Jing staggered in. Gigi, I think I've been drugged. My eyes widened. Chen Baolin is this bold? She dares drug you. She wants to pin the child in her belly onto you. Pei Jing's face was red like a boiled crab. He stretched out his arm, pulled me in, and pressed me beneath him. Jiangji, is it okay? Of course it's okay. I am the crown princess. Who else if not me? I nodded indignantly and tightly shut my eyes. Pei Jing's scorching breath fell between my brows. After waiting for quite a while, Pei Jing did not move. I pushed him, only to find he had already fainted. I panicked. After settling him, I hurriedly ordered someone to summon the imperial physicians and urgently report to the emperor and empress. The emperor sent several physicians from the Imperial Medical Bureau. After diagnosing, they all said Pei Jing had been poisoned. I immediately ordered Nanny Chi to strictly interrogate the people in the east courtyard. The physicians busily diagnosed and administered medicine. Pei Jing vomited intermittently for 2 days, and later there were faint traces of blood. Looking at Pei Jing's pale face, I couldn't help muttering. When I was young, my mother was poisoned to death by a concubine who was pregnant. After that, my father raised me alone. He originally wanted to marry me into a clean scholar's family for a peaceful life, but instead I was ordered to marry you and live in fear every day. You are also pitiful. Your father arranged for the third prince to marry the prime minister's legitimate daughter. I'll tell you, this is just a 7th-rank compiler's daughter. No power, no influence, no money. I trembled as I stood up and hurriedly ordered someone to summon advisor Sheng. I pushed aside the others and hesitated before speaking. Advisor Sheng, has there been any unusual movement from the third prince's side? Why does the crown princess ask about the third prince? A few days ago, Chen Baolin sent me a basket of Yangbalul fruit. This fruit is rare in the capital. Only places south of Yi County produce it. Recently, didn't the third prince go to Danyang on inspection? Danyang is only half an hour from Yi County. Perhaps I am overthinking it, but it has already been 2 days, and His Highness still hasn't opened his eyes. The crown princess is meticulous. I will first mobilize the crown prince's hidden guards to secure Qianhua Pavilion. This matter is great. Being more cautious is good. I understand. I have already sent someone to invite the empress. When the empress arrived, Qianhua Pavilion was already heavily guarded. The previous imperial physicians had all been tied up in a side hall. The empress brought her own physician. After taking Pei Jing's pulse, they all knelt down, saying the previous treatment only addressed the symptoms, not the root cause. The poison had been delayed too long and not fully cleared. Only strong medicine could be tried now. If it failed, Pei Jing might have to lie in bed for the rest of his life. Nanny Chi also hurried into the hall. Your Majesty, Chen Baolin's personal nanny has confessed. She is one of the emperor's people. The emperor. I froze in place, not knowing how to react. So the the emperor was already preparing to tear face. The usually gentle empress swept all the teaware from the table to the ground with a flick of her sleeve. The emperor is truly capable. He even hid this from me. No wonder these past few days he repeatedly found fault with me. He wants my Jinger dead, to clear the way for his third prince. The empress turned cold-faced, ordering the physicians to do everything they could. Then she turned and grasped my hand. Good child. Luckily you discovered it early. I must return to the palace to stabilize that dog emperor. Jinger will be entrusted to you. I leave 30 elite soldiers for your use. After Pei Jing drank the newly prepared medicine, he vomited fiercely 3 times, and the physicians even bled out half a basin of blood from him. The entire hall was filled with a faint smell of blood. I was too tired. I kicked off my shoes and lay down beside Pei Jing. The moment my head touched the pillow, my whole body felt as if it had been crushed by stone rollers. Pei Jing, if you can't hold on, will I have to be buried with you? I'm telling you, I'm very afraid of the dark. When the time comes, I might abandon you and secretly run away with my father. Go to Jianshui. It's warm all year round there, and there are many handsome men, many handsome men. I sighed heavily. But what if I can't escape? You don't need to run. If I die, you will be conferred as a princess consort. Your monthly stipend will remain the same. Oh, that's great, I thought. Only then did I realize something was wrong. I looked at Pei Jing's slightly trembling eyelashes and shouted, someone, His Highness has awakened. The physicians rushed in all at once, saying waking up was good, the medicine could now be reduced, but he still needed several days of rest. Pei Jing reached out and held my fingertips. Gigi, sing me a song. I can't sleep. I was so sleepy my eyelids were fighting each other. Your Highness, this concubine doesn't really know how to sing. I'll recite a poem instead. Gigi, how come you still haven't learned to sing? I buried my head in the pillow, half asleep. How does your Highness know? When you were young, you followed your father to the Hanlin Academy. You once played house with me, saying I was your husband, and made me eat food made of grass. I vaguely remembered. My mother died early. There was only a blind nanny in the household. My father didn't feel at ease, so he brought me with him. My sleepiness faded halfway. I tentatively asked, little chubby brother? Pei Jing smiled and nodded. I ate the grass you gave me, and that night I had a high fever. So I didn't go find you the next day, not on purpose. So he got a fever from eating my grass. I knew it. He's not even fully recovered, and now he wants me to sing, bringing up old accounts. I was about to get out of bed and kneel, afraid that if I was late, my father's head would roll. This concubine truly did not know it was your Highness. If I had known, how would I dare feed you grass? Pei Jing reached out and pulled me into his arms. I won't eat you. I just want to ask, why didn't you come to the Hanlin Academy afterward? I sighed. My father was later fined half a year's salary. The palace attendant said I offended a noble person. Pei Jing chuckled. This should be my fault. I placed the jade pot you gave me on my father's bed. Heavens, the emperor won't execute me because of that, right? Pei Jing laughed heartily, then buried his head in my neck and said softly, marrying me has wronged you. For several days, Pei Jing stayed in the Eastern Palace to recover, while outwardly it was still announced that he had not awakened and was critically ill. I sat beside him flipping through travel notes. Your father is quite heartless. It's been so many days and he hasn't sent anyone to ask about you. My father has already written several letters asking how you are. Pei Jing leaned weakly on my shoulder. I hope my father-in-law will show mercy. I clicked my tongue. My father hopes you'll show mercy and not cut off his head. Pei Jing hadn't finished speaking when an attendant from the Empress hurried in and whispered something in his ear. I watched his tightly furrowed brows, and my heart began pounding again. Father Emperor is critically ill. I must go to the palace. Pei Jing whispered in my ear. My mother has made her move. Stay in the Eastern Palace. Someone will protect you. He's telling me such a secret? Is he planning to make me take the blame? But my hand moved faster than my thoughts. I grabbed his wrist and softly said, be careful in everything. Staying alive is most important. After Pei Jing left, he ordered the gates of the Eastern Palace shut tight. Imperial guards stood beneath the walls with spears. Night was as black as ink. The hall was silent. Nanny Chi rushed in, panicked. Crown Princess, the third prince's people have surrounded the Eastern Palace. They say the Emperor is near death and demand that you enter the palace. Has His Highness sent any message back? Nanny Chi shook her head. No. Then we won't go. How would the third prince know that I did not follow His Highness into the palace? I pondered for a moment, then said in a low voice, go tell the people outside that a few days ago, while I was attending to the Crown Prince day and night, I caught a chill and cannot get out of bed. The Crown Princess means, the third prince wants to capture you to threaten the Crown Prince? I don't know what the situation outside is. Right now, staying in the Eastern Palace is the safest. If we rashly go to the Hall of Diligent Governance, we may instead drag His Highness down. I picked at the lamp wick and ordered, lock all the gates of the Eastern Palace again with iron locks, and block the keyholes as well. Your Highness, they are shooting fire arrows into the courtyard. The guards left behind by Pei Jing rushed in to report. Should your Highness take shelter? Seeing this, the third prince must be at the end of his rope, making a desperate gamble. Go to the back courtyard and tell Ji Baolin to lock her doors as well. Don't let lives be lost. I steadied myself with effort. Where's the sachet I embroidered for His Highness before? Send someone out through the dog hole in the low wall of the Eastern Palace. Deliver it to Lin Yu of the Lin family. My cousin recognizes my embroidery. Tell him to go to the Ministry of War and mobilize troops. Say that the third prince has rebelled and is attempting to assassinate the Emperor and Crown Prince. Will the Minister of War come? He will. The Minister of War Ji Li's daughter is still in the Eastern Palace. I once saw correspondence between His Highness and Ji Li in the Crown Prince's study. I looked at the rising flames and said in a low voice, a few days ago, His Highness made a grand show of arranging a marriage for my cousin. Ji Li recognizes my cousin. The sounds of blades clashing and screams echoed throughout the Eastern Palace. Panic spread among the people. I held a book in my hands, but for a long time did not turn a a page. Crown Princess. Word from the front, those who surrounded us have all been captured. Nanny Chi, no longer calm as usual, wept with joy. His Highness has returned. I don't know where the strength came from. I lifted my skirt and ran all the way toward the front courtyard. Your Highness, the locks are broken, but the main gate is sealed with iron locks and cannot be opened. Right. I was the one who blocked the keyholes. I looked at the wooden block by the wall, preparing to use it to climb over. Then I saw Pei Jing, one leg already over the wall, looking down at me. Well, I was truly worried about you. I looked up at him and stretched out both hands, full of smiles. Your Highness, jump. This concubine will catch you. Seeing Pei Jing's darkened face, I couldn't help it. Along with everyone else, I burst into laughter. This night finally settled. The outer courtyard of the Eastern Palace had been burned beyond recognition. I couldn't help but click my tongue. How much silver would it take to repair this? Pei Jing said mysteriously. The Eastern Palace can be repaired slowly. Thanks to you. Father Emperor has already issued an edict for me to ascend the throne. He has become the retired emperor to recuperate. My face was full of shock. I didn't do anything. Pei Jing let out a long sigh. If not for Jili and your cousin arriving with troops last night, my mother might have been captured by the third prince and used to threaten me. I was still confused. What does that have to do with Father Emperor stepping down? Pei Jing leaned close to my ear and said in a gossipy tone. My mother, in a fit of rage, held a knife to my father and forced him to write the edict. At that moment, my face was filled with admiration. The empress truly does not yield to men.